Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brothers and sisters. Welcome to my stream in relation to Qadyanism and its falsehood and promotion of its propaganda that Sayyiduna Isa alayhi salam has died. The promotion is that he has died and he died in Kashmir. This live on YouTube is actually to show that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam isn't dead. And the challenge that they have put very clearly states they have challenged us. This is the challenge that they put forward all the time to every unsuspecting Muslim. So we're going to, inshallah, read from a work that is actually written by an ex Qadiani who was a Murabbi. He became a Muslim. And he wrote this work called Ahmadiyya Exposed as a refutation to them, which they've been unable to respond to till today. The Qadyanis could not respond to this work. How are they going to respond? The truth hit them like a, instead of accepting that the truth is the truth in this PDF file, they instead boycotted the work and boycotted the author and tried to hide it from the Qadyanis, the followers, by boycotting the work. That's all they could do. So, in their high and mighty stance and their high and mighty arrogance that they have, these Qadyanis and their so called Murabbis, this is what they say. Though it has been plainly stated in the Quran that Allah did raise Isa alayhi salam to himself and saved him from the evil designs of the Jews, the Murabbis try to confuse the simple facts by their twisting. And in same is their attitude towards a hadith which clearly indicate that near the end of time Isa alayhi salam will descend from the heavens. But as most hadiths use the word nazul only, which means to descend, they again twist such narrations by relating it to rather rare usage of the word which does not even fit the context of these narrations. Taking the spirit context and the continuous and unanimous belief and understanding of the Muslims from the past 1400 years, it is evident that those hadiths do actually mean he will descend from the heavens above. In fact, there are many directives to this in various narrations, meaning there is many evidences to show that Sayyidina Isa will literally descend from the heavens, from the sky. So what the Qadyanis do is they say, bring forth a challenge to come up with a hadith, with any hadith that clearly says Isa will descend from the heavens. Fi as-sama, that he will come nazul fi as-sama, that he will descend from the, sorry, nazul min as-sama, meaning he will come from the heavens to the to above from the heavens, descend from the heavens above. Isa will descend from the heavens above. That show us where is this evidence. Now, obviously, the Qadianis, unfortunately for them, they have not actually read any hadith. This actually shows that they have not read any hadith relating to the descent of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam from the heavens. If they had actually read any hadith of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi salatu salam, they would know that Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu salam did indeed say Isa is coming from the heavens above. Literally, without any doubt. For that end, I wish to produce some evidences from authentic narrations, inshallah. So if we go to the first hadith, which is in relation to the hadith that is talking about Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam going up to the heavens. So Ibn Abbas, who, by the way, I wish to share something here. This is the first hadith which is in reference to Sayyidina Isa ascending to the heavens. This hadith is authentic. Imam Abu Hatim al-Razi accepted it. Ibn Qasir has accepted it. And many other ulama have narrated this hadith in the tafsir under the verse 158 that Allah raised him to himself, or 158, 159, around there. In Surah Nisa. Check the tafsirs, you'll find it there. So this narration of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, sorry, in relation to Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, sorry, was come from the companion Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas, who done tafsir in relation to Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam being alive. Who, by the way, what's his name? Mirza Gulam Qadyani in his Ruhani Qazain mentions that Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas is someone who understood the Quran perfectly. He said he understood it perfectly. So according to Mirza, that the so-called prophet, they have to accept his statement. They have no luxury of denying it. So Mirza has said Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas knew the Quran perfectly. Now let's see what the great companion of the Prophet ﷺ, Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma said. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas said that when Allah intended to raise Isa to the heavens, he went to his companions and Isa ascended. This is a very important point. And Isa ascended to the heavens through an opening in the top of the house. Ascended to the heavens. He raised to the heavens. Fi as-sama. Ascension doesn't mean metaphorical. You can't take this metaphorically. That it just means a soul. There's no such thing. The context is clear. Body and soul was raised to the heavens. And this is found under the verse وَرَافِعُكَ إِلَيْهِ. Allah raised him to himself. This is under that verse. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas perfectly understood this verse to mean that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam ascended to the heavens. Now the Qadyanis, they can't answer this. How are they going to answer this? The best they can say is this is metaphorical. That's all they can say. It's metaphorical. But majaz cannot be stipulated what is clear. The context is clear. So we know Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam ascended to the heavens physically. Now I'm going to show you another important hadith here. It is narrated from Ummul Mu'min Safiya, may Allah be pleased with her, that when she visited Baytul Maqdis, Jerusalem, and finished prayers in Al-Aqsa Mosque, she climbed up to the mountain Olives and prayed there as well, and said, "This is the mountain from where Isa alayhi salam was raised to the heavens." This is a hadith which is accepted, another hadith that is authentic. This hadith, we're going to go through each and every single one of them today. Again, this is Sayyidina al-Mu'mineen. She's a mother of believers, the wife of the beloved Prophet ﷺ. This is the beliefs of the household of Sayyidina Rasulullah. That Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam ascended to the heavens. They ask us, where is your evidence from the Salaf? This is the evidence. This is the belief from Sayyidina Rasulullah himself, from the household, from Sayyidina Rasulullah's household, that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam is alive in the heavens. This is the belief. The Qadyanis will never be able to refute these statements. So I have shown you another hadith, which again shows you he was raised up to the heavens. Not metaphorically, physically, literally. Another hadith, which makes it very clear, is narrated in Bayhaqi Asma wa Sifat, hadith number 855, narrated by Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him. Messenger of Allah said, now this is in regards to what? In regards to Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, descending now. So I presented two hadiths from the Salaf Salihin regarding the ascension. Now I'm presenting hadiths regarding his descension, where the Qadyanis try to play the game of The descent here means metaphorically in reference to Mirza. Mirza Gulam Qadyani was born. He was not, he didn't descend from the heavens. That's another a key point to take into account that Mirza Ghulam Qadyani did not descend from the heavens. He was born into the family of Mirzayat or the family of Chirag Bibi. Her name is Chirag Bibi, his mother's name. He was born in her family. Now, Mirza Ghulam Qadyani was born. Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam is not born. He's not going to be born at the end times. He's going to descend at the end times. There's a difference between being born and descending, literally. Mirza Ghulam Qadyani's entire, before the point of him saying he's Isa, before he reached that point, there was no minaret. There is no, at all, no minaret. There was no minaret. He constructed his minaret, the construction of the white minaret that they have. I don't call it a white minaret, I call it the white tower of Qadian, was constructed at the time of when? When was it constructed? It was constructed after sorry, it was constructed after Mirza died. It was not even constructed before he was born. He was constructed after he died. So this shows again another sign from Allah that Mirza Ghulam Qadyani was nothing. That he was a liar, Kazab, he was a liar, very clear liar. Another hadith that I will mention here, there are two hadiths here, is that narrated by Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, that Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, "What will be your condition when the son of Maryam alayhi salam will descend among you from the heavens?" This hadith is Sahih. Imam al-Bayhaqi accepts this hadith as Sahih. Then also Abu Hurairah heard again from Abu al-Qasim, the truthful and trustworthy, i.e. the Holy Prophet ﷺ, then Isa ibn Maryam, on him be peace, will descend from the heavens and lead the people. In Majma al-Zawaid of Haythami said Wazar has narrated it, and all its narrators are those of Sahih Bukhari except Ali bin Munzar, and he is also trustworthy. So again, this is another hadith which is again refuting the Qadyanis. Another beautiful hadith which I'm going to present here is a very, very important hadith. Is hadith number 5 by Ibn Abbas. Again, this is going back to Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. So now we are seeing again Hazrat Abdullah bin Abbas radiyallahu anhuma again refuting Qadyanism. They seem to be using this Imam Hazrat Abdullah bin Abbas to show he believes Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam has died. But when you actually look at the hadiths of Ibn Abbas, Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas from the authentic sources, it goes against them. I'm showing you hadiths. This is a PDF file, a huge one, but I'm only showing you the hadiths that are necessary to be seen to show you that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam is alive from hadiths itself. Yes, when we get to the Quran, we will get there. But the Quran al-Kareem, I have shown you Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma, who is, according to Mirza Gulam Qadyani, which he agrees with us, knew the understanding of the Quran perfectly, which we agree. So they cannot say that Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas is wrong because they don't have any, leg to stand on, because their own so-called prophet has, told them he knew the Quran, and he under the verse of Inni mutawafika wa rafiuka ilay, and even the verse wa rafiuka ilayya, that Allah raised him to himself. I already narrated the hadith where the Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas said Allah ascended him to the heavens physically. And later on you'll see another narration which also goes under that verse. So Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas, in relation to the descent of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, it's narrated the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who said that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam will descend from the heavens, and near it, meaning the day of judgment, will descend from the heavens my brother Isa ibn Maryam. Now Sayyidina Isa ibn Maryam will descend from the heavens, above, descend from the heavens, above. Yeah. Now another hadith I wish to mention here. It's here. It's here. Hadith number 6. I've shown you 6 hadiths now. It's this one about the verse, and if you punish them, they are your servants. Ibn Abbas, he said that Isa alayhi salam will say, "These slaves of yours have invited your punishment by what they said and believed, and if you forgive them, those whom I left behind me, and those who are when I those who are there when I came back down from the heavens to earth to kill Ad-Dajjal, and they turned back from what they said, Trinity, and believed in your oneness." In Zurul al-Mantur, under the ayah Surah 5 and ayah number 118. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas, he has cleared it. What did he clear? He cleared, in the authentic hadith this is, he cleared the position that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam came from the heavens. Our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam also said this, which I presented the hadith above. Now the Qadyanis have no leg to stand on regarding this verse. Anyway, moving on, I will move on. So, they like to mention here when Allah said, "O Isa, I am to take you in full mutawafika to raise you towards myself." This is the ayah which they seem to misuse all the time. This is the ayah that the Qadiani seem to misuse all the time. They always misuse it. Now, I'm going to inshallah explain that the word tawaffa, al-tawaffa in the Arabic language means to exact fully or to take in full. It takes 3 forms. The first is to take in sleep, the second is to take in death, and third to take the body and soul altogether. In Khuliyat, Abu al-Bakr stated, Tawaffa is to putting to death and extracting the soul in common usage, while in the classical usage is taking in full and exonating the due right. Now, obviously, this goes straight away into the point of, this PDF goes deep into the subject of Isa alayhi salam being alive. But what I'm trying to find is the great scholars like Imam Al-Jarir al-Tabri, which I will mention here, that Islamic scholars agree that Mutawafika means that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam did not die, but that he was raised to Allah's presence and will return to earth. Imam Jarir al-Tabri, the famous commentator and scholar, stated Mutawafika is used in the sense of removing from earth, and interpreted the verse in the following terms. To me, the soundest opinion is to take this word in the same sense of taking into one's possession, draw away from earth. In that case, the meaning of the verse is, I shall take you from the earth and into the heavens. This is because of the multiple ways it has been narrated from Messenger of Allah that Jesus, son of Mary, will descend and kill the Antichrist, the Jaliyun, you know. So Imam Jarir al-Tabari, who is the Imam of Tafsir, Aima of Tafsir, holds this position very clearly. So now we can see that Imam Jarir al-Tabari, rahmatullah alayh, also holds this position. Now this is the hadith that the Qadyanis love to use. You know, Ibn Abbas said Mutawafika is I'll cause you to die from Sahih Bukhari. The chain isn't found there. Now, as opposed, we ought to consider other narrations of Ibn Abbas. They love to just stick to one and I think they've got everything. This is a weak narration. The isnad is very weak and there's a break in the chain between Ali Abu Talha and Ibn Abbas. He did not meet Ibn Abbas. This is mentioned in Tahzib al-Tahzib and other books of Jarh wa Ta'dil. You can go into those books and it will tell you that Ibn Abbas did not meet Ali bin Abu Talha, and the narration that is they use is it's a broken chain. So it isn't used. Now, narrated as Zak, which is an authentic narration in Zar al-Mantur, under the same verse, that Ibn Abbas said that the verse Inni mutawafika wa rafi'uka means I will raise you to myself, then I'll cause you to die near the end of time. This is is a very important hadith. This is an authentic hadith, an authentic narration. Yeah. Now, Sayyidina Abdullah bin Abbas obviously believed Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam is alive in the heavens. This is his opinion here. This is the one I showed you before, and this is the full narration. There's another narration here, you know, putting that Qadyanis ridiculous argument, another one that they use, which has been refuted in this PDF. I will show this PDF to people. If people wish to have it, I can, send it to you, inshallah. Just let me know in the comments, and I'll send it to you. Now, I wish to show you what the scholars have mentioned in relation to this verse, and they've all said that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam is, you know, ascended to the heavens physically with his body. Now, obviously, another verse that the Qadyanis use is Qad Qalat, which again the scholars have already explained that Qad Qalat does not mean that all the prophets have died. All it means is that the prophets have, you know, passed away. Some prophets have passed away, or some time has gone by where the prophets were with their ummas, and now they are no longer with the ummah. This is just simple, you know. Now you can see that this is all mentioned here. Imam al-Razi, al-Zamakhshari, and all the scholars have said regarding Qad Qalat that soon he will depart as they departed, as to follow them remained obligatory on the people who accepted the religion after them having parted. Meaning that when the Prophet ﷺ passes away, it is, and this is the position of all the Mufassirin, that it is upon the followers, meaning us, to follow his religion even after he passes away. Now, the Qad Qalat, all that means is that. And the Qadyanis, obviously, they have to make, you know, they have to make a hoo-ha about this. I'm just showing you the PDF, the in-depthness of the PDF. The word Rafa also means to take. Allah takes him, meaning Rafi'uka alay, meaning I took him from the earth to the heavens. You know. Now the Quran, the Tafsir, the Mufassirin. I'm just looking for that. Just hold on. The Mufassirin, all of them have very clearly stated. Sorry, it seems to be here. But the point I was trying to make is the Mufassirin, all of them held the position that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam did not die, and Imam al-Jarir al-Tabri has shown his tafsir, and other ulama like Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma and other ulama, that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam is indeed alive. Now, we have in this PDF other stuff which they seem to use against us, but all of what they use against us has been refuted in this PDF. But I wish to show you something else as well. After explaining the tafsir, explaining the hadith, I wish to show you something very important, which is the claims of another guy called Baha'u'llah and Mirza Gulam Qadyani held, the same. It's right here. It's here on page 222 of this. Here it is. So Qadyanis are not unique in the claims. They are not unique in any of the claims that they make at all. In fact, the Qadyanis just love to make stuff up. So let's see who Baha'u'llah is. Now, here are the 60 main similarities. Mirza Hussein Ali, who is Baha'u'llah, 1893. Mirza Gulam Qadyani 1840 to 1908. Mirza himself says in Kitab Bariya that he was born in 1839 to 1840. Yeah? So this is the Baha'is and the Mirzais are the same. Their Mehdi was born in the 19th century and died on a Tuesday. Their Mehdi claimed that he is from Persian origins. Yeah? Their Mehdi wrote Arabic books, and one of the books was Tafsir of Surah Fatiha. Their Mehdi, meaning Mirza and him, yeah, plagiarized parts of some verses and makamat in his Arabic writings. And this are so many things they did. You know, their promised one said that jihad is not allowed in here. Their promised one praised Muhammad Sallallahu many times in his writings. Their promised one was considered by his followers only to be the greatest writer ever. Their promised one used Hisab al-Jumal, numerical verses, values of the words to prove that Islam has died for 1000 years until the 19th century. Astaghfirullah. Their promised one said, claimed that he himself is the manifestation appearance of God. However, official position in his followers is that the manifestation does not mean that he himself is God. Astaghfirullah. This is what the Baha'is, Mirza Ali Hussein and Mirza Gulam Qadyani, both claimed same things. They believe that Muhammad is Qatim and Amir. How they claim it does not mean the last prophet, which is kufr. You know, they believe that body of Isa alayhi Islam's foot was born in a cloud. This is exactly the same thing. So I will say these are the people. Mirza Ghulam Qadyani and these two impostors. They both the Jaliyun. They were liars. Now the Mujaddid according to Ahmadis was Mirza Ghulam Qadyani, and the Mujaddid according to Baha'i was Sheikh Ahmad bin Zain ad-Din al-Asai. The Mahdi according to the Qadyanis was Mirza Ghulam Qadyani, and the Mahdi according to Baha'i was Ali Muhammad Shirazi. They are both, dodgy people, kuffar. The promisers according to the Qadyanis was Mirza Ghulam Qadyani, and the promiser according to Baha'i was Mirza Hussein Ali Nuri. So you can see that the Baha'is and the Mirzais are the same. They're both the same. They're two imposters. They're there. So I'm gonna conclude my live, inshallah, here. It's a very short live meant to show you the evidences of hadith and to show you the presentation that Sayyidina Isa alayhi Salam is alive with some evidences. So to the Qadyanis and those who follow them, I would say that you do not follow Islam, you follow the religion other than Islam. What I've shown you from our evidences is that what the Prophet ﷺ and his companions were upon, and the household that Ahl al-Bayt were upon. That Sayyidina Isa alayhi Salam is alive. Anyway, Jazakallah for coming. May Allah